riches and worlds to inspire. On planet Calypso, his journey began. A bold-hearted noob with a pistol in hand. Exploring the plains, he heard the mobs roar. Come at me, Troxys, I'll settle the score. But with one swift strike, the mob had its way. Akiran respawned for the 12th time that day. Oh, Akiran Blade, the king of bad luck, always outgunned and consistently stuck. He hunts, he crafts, he mines, he schemes, but profit's a ghost that haunts his dreams. To next island he sailed with high hopes galore. Surely he mused, I'll lose less than before. He hunted the boars, he swung his big blade, but profit's a ghost that haunts his dreams. The papoose laughed loud as he fell to the sand, respawning once more in this treacherous land. His crafting was worse, his clicks, oh crap, now I'm broke. He groaned, but maybe one more cap. Oh, Akiran Blade, the king of bad luck, always outgunned and consistently stuck. He hunts, he crafts, he mines, he schemes, but profit's a ghost that haunts his dreams. On Arcadia shores, Akiran made plans. Let's mine rare ores and expand my clans. He dug deep and hard, with vision so grand, but unearthed more dung than his hands could withstand. The smug smugglers chuckled, a miner you say? Here's a rocket to send you on your merry way. Blown sky high, he respawned with his pride and decay. But Akiran just smiled, let's do it all day. Oh, Akiran Blade, the king of bad luck, always outgunned and consistently stuck. He hunts, he crafts, he mines, he schemes, but profit's a ghost that haunts his dreams. On Serene's wild fields he sought his last chance to conquer this planet. I'll take one more stance. He fought the Zelados, their claws sharp and fast, but his faps ran out, he was down at last. A craft machine stood nearby like a lure. I'll make guns this time, they'll surely ensure my fortunes will rise. But the output was dull, a pile of bad blueprints and zero tier raw. Oh, Akiran Blade, the king of bad luck, always outgunned and consistently stuck. He hunts, he crafts, he mines, he schemes, but profit's a ghost that haunts his dreams. Though mobs devour him and his pets burn, though losses are certain, he'll always return. For Akiran Blade has one stubborn creed: keep trying, keep dying, it's all that I need. Oh, Akiran Blade, the fool of the stars, his fortune's in debt and his body bears scars. But he'll never stop, no, never give up. For Akiran's true power, he loves skilling up.
Hello and welcome back to the Blade of Akai channel. Let me just get properly started. I haven't even started the game client yet. How's everyone doing? Gonna do a bit more migration today. But yeah, it's not been looking great so far, has it? Are we still being debated? Are we still being debated? Kind of looks like it. Kind of looks like it. Right. Game's starting up at the moment. Game is starting up. There we go. Back up and running. Okay, let's have a look. Did I sell anything? Yes, yes, yes. Well, okay, we sold some things, not as many things as I hoped I would have sold, to be honest. That's gone. I think that's gone. Yeah, so how is everyone doing? Anyone had any good hits last couple of days? I've been meaning to get on and do some streams, but I've just been a bit wiped out, to be honest. Still got this stupid Titanite. Stupid Titanite mission going on. Let me just pick up the dailies for up here anyway. We're not going to do that right now. I'll come back up for these. That's the Volcreptus one, right? Wheat birds. What else we got? Derelict Drokers. Can't think of anything mentionable here. Yeah. As expected, right? Right, let's see what our crafting mission is today. Durable weapon sight. Do I have that one? I don't think I do. Durable. No, I don't have the durable weapon sight blueprint, so that's that one abandoned. So I'm not wasting all my daily vouchers on blueprints. Like if the blueprints were like 10 daily vouchers, maybe I would do it because it's only a day's worth of stuff, right? But 30? Nah. Sorry. No. Hell no. Right. What's occurring? Right. I haven't even selected a TP yet. Okay. Some pills. I have enhancers at the moment. So I'll quickly pop to Aegis, grab some loot pills, and then we'll get cracking with some more Eomon. And some repairs. 132 paired gone. Wow, okay. So we're going to have less than 1,000 paired to kind of go into this with. I've only got 2 lots of those, so we might end up on 10% reload when we get a bit further on. Okay, tools, no medical, no misc. There it is. Right, we just need like a couple of those, I think. Okay, let's head out. I've got my graphics dropped down really low at the moment because if I have it up too high, Basically, this machine is just pumping out so much heat, and with it being so hot at the moment, it's just not a good idea. I think I end up just like heat stroking myself. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to keep the graphics low for today. I just hope that today we can finally find a Hoff. You know, a proper one. Really? Wow. It has turned. It is a bit cooler at the moment, but yeah. Let's pop that. Let's pop one of these. One of these. One of these. And one of these. Then we're going to divine. Get the pet out. And away we go. We're doing it. Right, can we get some payback? I really need some payback. But yeah, no more BGHs have dropped, have they? So I don't know. It's kind of looking like I was right. I hope I'm wrong. Let's have a look at the Hoff board. Wait, what? Oh, stupid me. I didn't buy any ammo. Do it quick. Quick. We did it. We did it quick. What? Okay. I think it's because I was dragging the ammo that it did that. You picked up a 120L. Well, congrats, because that is quite a rare drop, to be honest, these days. First enhancer gone already. Not a good start. Okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible. 30 ped out of 50-ish, so could have been worse. Yeah, this isn't going to be a long stream today, because I meant to start earlier. That didn't happen. And I've got to go out and get the kids in a bit, so... so we get, like, a good... I don't know, 3 hours, maybe? Just under 3 hours. Wait, what time is it now? No, a bit over 3 hours, sorry. Yeah, but we're really needing to see some bigger numbers today. Because not a lot has been happening, has it? $25 paired, that's not the kind of numbers we're talking about, is it? Oh yeah, we're going to take a look at the hot board, won't we? Oh, T got an 8.5, well, nearly 8.6k long tooth stalker. Congrats to T. Is he actually? No, he's not. Uh, 10k long tooth. Sub-Zero there with the 3k. Milecat with the sampling. TZ15. 1200 pedder. Shout if I missed anyone. Okay, I'm going to... Hey, a global. There we go. More like it. Right, come on. That's it. So annoying when they get bunched up like that. Okay. Jar got a nice Hoff. When was that? That was today. Oh, hang on. What? Right, so Jar got a nice 1300 plouse. Okay. Construction. It's been a 15k shrap. Okay, I'm not seeing anyone there particularly. Come on. Need something. I haven't found any ELMs yet. I mean, what's going on? I'm just having a look at this. There's two have sold for 16.5k, but there's one at auction with a 25k buyout. Let's do the math. Okay. Keep loot. Sorry, bear with me. Okay. Yeah, loot's looking pretty dull right now. Hey, Super Press, how you doing? Welcome in. Oh, wow. Really? That sucks. So what did you hit Saturday then? I haven't been on for a couple of days, I think, so... Like... I had to take the kids... Well, I had to take one of the kids to a party on Sunday. And I took a Piriton, you know, for the hay fever. And it just wiped me out. I got home and was basically asleep on the couch most of the day. 73 peda? So I didn't get anything done, really. A lot of 15 to 50 times, yeah. Having a hot moment, as we say. But it's funny how I can't seem to hit any of those on these. Well, I've had, like, 10 times, right? Or just under. Because I keep getting, like, you know, low 500, high 400 pedas. Not keep getting. I've had a few. That's it. Well, yeah. I'm just not seeing anything really wonderful coming out of these. Hey, another tier up on the thing. What's it now? 1.20. Yeah, you know, what I said is kind of standing, isn't it, at the moment? That C80 was a debate. Because I haven't seen anything drop off the Eomons. Not really. Just a shopkeeper, I think. That's about it. Yeah. Yeah, one mod shadow, one imp angel. All the crits. Have it. Got 194% skill boost right now as well. A global? How much is that now? 52 ped. Come on, we need some real numbers here. Or, in fact, anything to drop, you know? Perf Tag, C120, Slugstorm, etc., etc. Hopefully I can actually knock out a June stream tonight, so just depends whether I get the kids down early enough. How many land areas are these things on? I just see Daiso getting a Prowler there on 66. Where's 66? That's 61. Be on any of those, will it? Because they're on 38 as well, right? Southeast from Zonin. Oh, okay. Oh, right, okay. All the way over there. Goodness sake, get the right gun out. Right weapon. I just stick to this spot. I know where it is. I know where I'm going. But where is the loot? Is it a bit more mixed there, Daiso? Gone from Prowler down to Alpha. Stalker to Alpha. Hmm. Another low one. Yeah, it's 38. 63, 66. Isn't there 68 as well? Did I imagine that one? Oh, I see. So 38's just down from Segna Forest. Like, where does the numbers start? It's just such a crazy order of these land areas. There's one. Ola 1. That's 150 pedo, a bit nicer. I don't know. I can't remember all of them. All of the land areas that these are on. Oh, I see one right there. 63. So where's 63? There's 62. And then it just goes. Thought I had it a minute ago. There's 65. And 66. Another global. 57 ped. Yeah, I can't find 63 anywhere. Right. Wait, I'm on 63. I'm such an idiot. I'm on 63. See, this is what I mean. I'm actually addled lately. I don't know whether it was that Piriton or whether it's the iron stuff I'm taking at the moment. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't help. For sure. Trying to keep hydrated is another problem for me. So I struggle with thirst. I don't feel thirsty. $59 ped. I just get straight. I go straight to hungry instead, which is really annoying. But yeah, it takes a long time for me to go, you know what, I really need a drink. And it's usually when I've got like a headache and I'm about to keel over. Yeah, and if I drink too much, it's like I literally feel like I'm waterboarding myself. It's not great. 8:30 a.m. and it's already 27 degrees C. 8:30. So what, you're in the US, are you? Ah, okay. I thought, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but from your streams, you sounded like you were from the north of the UK. Did I mishear? It was a long time ago now. You were born in Dudley. That explains it. So, if you don't mind me, like, you know, obviously don't dox yourself, but, like, whereabouts in the US are you then? 8:30, is that, like, mid? Ohio? I went to Ohio recently. Yeah, I flew into Columbus. I stayed... So basically, my girlfriend's family lives... Some of them live in Ohio, some are in Georgia, some are in... Well, Georgia and California. I moved in 2013. My girlfriend's trying to get me to move myself. I'm just a bit, you know, because I've got the kids and they need to be kind of old enough before I can do that, right? So, but yeah, she's trying to get me over there. But yeah, I went to Columbus. Went to well, not Cleveland. Some ways out of Cleveland. And then went down to Wheelersburg, which is really basically on the Kentucky border. Near near Portsmouth, Ohio. Yeah, I want to. But it, you know, I'm getting old now, and I don't know what the work job scene is like over there, and you know, it's a daunting thing, right? It's a daunting thing at the best of times. Software developer. We're looking at Vegas though. Maybe. Because there's no state tax there, so plus it's nice and warm. Maybe too hot, but nice and warm. Because I hate the cold, to be honest. I hate the cold. I like the heat. It's just I just have a problem with drinking enough. Yeah, so well, I've seen Lunatic's name, yeah. Hi Chai, how you doing? Yeah, I can do. I mean, the thing is that my girlfriend's quite highly skilled in her line of work, and you know, basically the idea is that we just go in on her side, and then if I can find work, then great. If I can't, then we're not really up the creek, if you know what I mean. Yeah. It's going meh, is it, Chai? I feel you. Process can take 2 years before you can move. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if her line of work kind of bypasses that a bit. But it depends, really. At the moment, you know, the way things are. It's not going to happen now anyway. It's going to be like, you know, 4 or 5 years. Well, be even older then, right? Well, of course legal, but but because of her line of work, they're kind of in demand. So. But yeah, with all the shenanigans going on about migration and stuff, you know, we don't know where things will be in 4 to 5 years' time, really. So it's kind of a long plan. But yeah, you could be seeing the Blade streaming from Vegas. Not that you'd be able to tell, because it would just be this, and that's all you could see. $51. That payback ain't coming back, is it? The supposed payback. Ha. Afternoon, Jackal. Welcome into the chat. Hope you're doing well. Right, our first shrapnel conversion, and it's only 700. 800. Yeah, so we're kind of already down a bit, but not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah. Yeah, same at the moment. Same. I had to sell a bunch of stuff just to get going again today. You say go for it. Everyone says America has its issues, but so does the UK. UK is just... Let's call a spade a spade. The UK is a shit show right now. House prices going like this. Wages going like this all the time. IR 35, which has screwed my line of work. Freedom of speech revocations. And yeah, it's just going from bad to worse, to be honest. And you know, you're working 8-hour days, 7 days a week, or 5 days a week, sorry, and for what? You're just treading water. You're not making any gain whatsoever. Not really. So, yeah, that's why a move to the States is possible, inevitable. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, the problem for me is that I don't like I'm not like a Python Java developer, right? So it's .NET. It's a bit more niche, really, I think, in the grand scheme of things. There is .NET work. I've had a look, especially in Vegas, but it's not as desirable as someone who does Python and Java all day long, right? New window. Oh, okay. Done. Alright. I hate cookie pages like that. That's in Bengaluru. That's in India. It's no point looking at that now anyway, because, you know, it's not going to happen for four years, maybe 5, because of just some other factors that are involved. So it's no point me really looking at jobs right now. I have to look a bit closer to the time. Oh. I do need to get a contract over here, though, pretty pronto. You know, got an entropia habit to keep up, right? She's in the UK. But she's not, she hasn't got her ILR yet. Because she's from the Philippines. Right, come on, we need to see some bigger numbers. That ain't it. Hey Mary, how you doing? I mean, it's the same difference, right? Let's just lull at the loot. Because it's shocking. Only a handful of things you miss. Proper fish and chips and a full English breakfast. Well, yeah, like the fish and chips, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. You do have something in Ohio, but I mean, my sockmate Ranny says, because he's from Dayton, Ohio. My sockmate says that what they called, I can't remember what he said they were called, but they're just so greasy that it's just not very nice. So that was 136 peta. Yeah, probably that. It's probably that. Yeah. But it doesn't compare, does it? Hey, I'm not advocating for it, alright? Just don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying there are places, but it's just not the same. But the full English, I don't have that very often. And to be honest with you, I actually prefer, you know, the streaky American style bacon on pancakes anyway, or waffles, to full English. So, like, it's nice to get, you know, a bit of a fry up going, but it's just, I don't have it that often, and when I go, I'm taking most of the stuff off. I don't eat egg, and I don't eat mushrooms. I don't really have hog's pudding. The black pudding is very kind of like, I have to really be in the mood for that. Otherwise, I just put myself off it most times. So I'm basically just having sausage, bacon, and beans, and some fried bread, right? And some hash browns, of course. Can't forget the hash browns. Not really going to be missing a great deal, to be honest. Surely you can make it yourself. And quite a lot of the time, I don't eat breakfast. I'll have a coffee, but I don't. Like, at the moment, I'm pretty much eating once a day. Ish. Yeah, I suppose. I remember I stayed in LA. Stayed at quite a nice hotel in LA. I can never remember the name of it, but it's a nice hotel. And I go down for breakfast at like 7 AM thinking, right, you know, I better get down there and get a seat and all the rest of it. There was never anyone down there. Like, what's going on? I got the whole restaurant to myself at 7 AM, looking out over Santa Monica Beach, watching the joggers. All to myself with my bacon and waffles. You made a bunch of Sunday roasts. I mean that's kind of similar to... Isn't it a bit similar to their kind of Thanksgiving meal or whatever, right? It's a bit roast-like, isn't it? Or am I off the mark with that? Never had it, so I'm not really sure. It just seems like it's the same kind of thing. Oh, I went to Vegas, obviously. And we were going around all things, and it was like, oh, Gordon Ramsay, I can get a Ramsay burger, right? That'll be nice, right? Oh God. It was not. I would wait forever for it, right? It just really wasn't. It really wasn't takeout. You know, they had this whole kind of, you can order it for takeout, right? But they really weren't geared up for it. Took ages to get the burger. Got it back to the hotel and was like, nah, Beefy Boys is better. Beefy Boys all day long. Hey, Sucks TTV, how you doing? They don't do roast potato and stuff. I say, what? Scotty, thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. I hope you had a good stream, Scotty. Or Yorkshire puds. Well, yeah, I mean, the Yorkshire puds is an obvious. But roast potatoes? They don't do roast potatoes? What the actual? It was awesome. Glad to hear it. Hopefully your loot was awesome too. I'm just kidding. No one has awesome loot. Yeah, but when you have like a proper roast, you have mash and you have roast potato. I mean, I thought the Americans would be all over that. Land of the potato and all. Like, what's going on? But yeah, that Gordon Ramsay burger, it was underdone, so it was a bit pinky in the middle. Mad Duck, no, we're not really. Not really. I mean, we're getting a few globals. Yeah, maybe we're break evening. Maybe we're a little bit under. I don't know. What I do know is I'm not seeing any big hoffs, and that's what we really need out of these at this point. Toby Carvery. I think so. I don't know. I don't really like going out for a carvery these days. Is just it ain't what it used to be, in my opinion. No, that going into catering is the last thing I want to do. You have one near you, but it's shit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, trying to find a decent carvery in England these days is just a joke. The quality of the food is just so bad now. It's just slung out for numbers. I'd rather cook it myself, right? You'd love to own a chippy. If you do, make sure you use beef dripping. That's the right way. Beef dripping. No one does it anymore. Makes the chips taste awesome. Keeps the vegans away, unfortunately, but the chips taste awesome. We have, there's a chain now called Chip Shed. And they actually do a half nut, half dripping oil combo. So you get that faint kind of dripping taste on the chips, but it's just not strong enough. It's just not strong enough. They just need to go the full dripping and be done with it. Mary's putting on weight by the minute. Yeah. We used to have a fish and chip van, right? He was called Dave. He was from South Africa. Get off the back of the bloody van, he would say. The kids used to jump on the back of the van and ride it around all the streets. Get off the back of the van. He was a character, that guy. But yeah, he used to do beef dripping chips, and oh my god, it was just awesome. The best fish and chips in the UK on the back of this bloody van. And then you'd order the scribbles, the batter pieces as well. It's, you know, it was a heart attack in a bag, but it tasted so good. Hey Rick, how you doing? Apologies for the terrible South African accent. Repeat 25 LT done. Wow. They don't drop anything, do they? A proper newspaper, right? Yeah, the problem is, right, when I do a South African, I so easily slip into Australian, and that's equally bad, right? So it's just hit and miss. It really is hit and miss. Ink, yeah, well that's why they don't use it anymore, because of the health and safety issues. Yeah, that got health and safety out of here. Some places do like a fake newspaper now. So it's done in a kind of food health and safety conscious way, but it's not the same as newspaper print. And you can tell because it's like really faded, and you know it looks like tracing paper and all the rest of it, right? So it's not the same stuff. But yeah, absolutely, ink is not good for your health. But yeah, this Dave, the South African, his chips were just phenomenal, and I've not had anything like it ever again. And it's sad, really. You know, lots of fish and chip shops used to use dripping a lot, but because of, you know, vegetarianism and veganism and all the rest of it, you know, places like that, or not veganism, obviously, but more the vegetarians, because they're the ones who can still eat fish, right? Sometimes. Or if you're just doing chips, you know. But I just think, you know, some chippies just need to go, fuck it, and use the beef dripping. Well, yeah, this is the thing, isn't it, JJ? Yeah, there's been one C80 drop, right? Massive debate. It's a massive debate. Hey, over circumcised. Oh, that makes me laugh every time. A little too much off the top. Yeah, the grind. Well, to be honest, I haven't really been on that much, and I'm limiting my time in migration. To be honest, I don't see much point in grinding 8 to 10 hours a day, losing 2,000 ped a day, and getting nothing for it. I just don't see the point. I'll come in and do a couple of hours here and there, see what happens, but not a great deal is happening, is it? So it certainly tastes better, Super Press. That I can get on board with. Yeah, it's not a great advert, is it? When you see someone like me grinding with a 92 or 90, well, with the amp, it's 91 point something. Mary, 500 peda, congrats. It's something. Yeah, you see someone with me grinding with a hyper efficient weapon, and I can't even get a decent payback. It's not very inspiring, is it? Jerry, welcome in. How are you doing? Like I said, this isn't going to be a hugely long stream because I've got to pop out and get the kids in a couple of hours, so... See how we go. You had a 2k multi on a 100 HP mob yesterday. Oh my god. Oh no, what was it? Was it an Aris mob? Oh no. I had a times 100 right before I was about to hit Eomon Stalkers from that moment instance. So annoying. So annoying. Well, I guess rip multiplier, but Grats kinda. Yeah, I think my Aris stuff until I see a decent multiplier hit. My Aris stuff is on hold right now. I need to sort the pet out a minute. Yeah, I mean, look, people have different opinions. I think sorry, I'm whacking the microphone here. I absolutely think it works like that. And if you kind of grind big mobs and then the second you go and hit chirpies, you get a times 1000 multiplier, you are done. You're cooked. And then there are other people that believe it will even out in the future. From my own experience, I can tell you that that isn't true. But we are where we are. No, the multipliers are definitely your chain, your journey, right? Right, we've gone from 700 down to 500 now. And we haven't gained a lot of extra stuff, so... Yeah, it's not looking good, is it? No, because... 50 peta? No, it's a different thing, right? Because the multiplier journey doesn't give a damn about your loot and where you're at and how much you've lost and all the rest of it. It just reels out multipliers and doesn't care, right? Which is why you can grind 50 ped mobs and then go and hit a chirpy and then get a times 1000 multiplier. It doesn't care. If it thinks 150 ped is all you're worth, that's what it's going to do for you, right? It doesn't care about how much you've lost. And I've seen that time and time again with my own loot. And then it doesn't come back, ever. So, my advice to anyone that grinds at a high level is do not go down. Just don't do it. If you're going to grind a whole bunch at a high level, you've got to commit and you've got to stay there until it pays out. Because the second you go down, it all goes volatile and that's it. You've lost your multipliers on shit mobs. Because it's happened to me time and time and time again. Just God knows how I got that ATH, to be honest. I just don't know how that happened, because I feel like someone must have got fired for that. Letting the blade get an ATH, that ain't right. Yeah, it's deceptive. It's deceptive. Like, every single mob is 50 ped. So every single mob should be globaling if you're getting your loot back, right? But obviously, that's not how it works. We all know that. So the globals coming in can be deceptive. If there's a, like, at the moment it's just kind of break-even-ish, maybe a little bit under, with this cadence of globals. Like, you know when it's going alright, because literally every one globals. Like, you'll have like 3 globals, then one that doesn't, then another 2 globals, then one that doesn't, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think they had to quickly swap out the dead hamster for another one, and in that window of time, it threw me a multiplier on a really big activity. Right, we need to rebuff here. That's what I think happened. And by the way, that loot, that ATH, was only a times 500. I worked it out. Obviously with the times 5 multiplier of full condition crafting, but it was only a times 500 because after that, I got a times 1000 and a times 2000 on lowish mobs during migration last year. So there you go. Right, what am I doing? Right, I need to pop pills. Alright, the loot one ran out as well. Do that. Do that. Use up the last of these pills. Okay, in we go. Yeah, I did, Hearn. No, it was selling trucker caps. Look, head over to my YouTube. You should be able to find it in there. I don't know if I can get a direct link quick. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube, please consider it. You know, we post the streams over there. We post more content. There's a whole bunch of Aris videos over there. Studio. Here we go. Content. Where is it? Aha! Got it. We got it. There we go. But, you know, that did not scratch the surface. Okay? Just bear that in mind. It did not scratch the surface of the losses that were incurred prior to that. So... And then you still get people commenting on there, oh, this is, you know... Why do I think this is intentional or whatever, right? It's like, dude, fuck off. You don't know anything. Oh, new laptop time. Come on, shoot us the specs. Shoot us the specs. Make sure it doesn't get porch sniped by those kinds of people. I need to repair the gun. Another mob, I think, and then we'll repair it. 20... This year it's 20 years. Where's my Hoff, bro? But yeah, that would be my recommendation to anyone at any level, really. If you enter into like a 100% grind situation where you're hitting the same mob, like, you know, day in, day out, whatever, I would be like, not necessarily don't move mob, but don't change HP level of mob, you know? Stay at the same level until you get, you know, a decent hit. Otherwise, don't grind. Just hop around. Just keep hopping around all the time. And that way you kind of like, you never kind of pot committed to a particular mob or a particular level of mob. So we got a 16-inch AMD... Wait, 365? I don't know what that is. You've either got... I mean, it's a brand new one, right? So surely it's a 7600 or something like that? Or 5600 if you're getting kind of like a cheaper last year one or something. 5070 Ti, that's a strong GPU. That's a strong GPU, especially for EU. Yeah. Yeah. So I've got a particular build I'm using for that at the moment, just to kind of mitigate the risk. And basically I'm using the Frontier hunting rifle, right? With an L-amp delta on it, right? So I'm overdoing the gun by a lot with the amp, which is lowering the DPP significantly. By doing that, kind of I'm increasing, especially if it's a high regen mob, like for the Aris dailies, if you get like faint Fieroids, if you go for the biggest ones with that build, or if, like there's the weak Verderons, but the bigger ones that are much further north, you end up putting a lot more input into each mob. And that way you kind of keep a higher level of input. So if you are going to an attempt a daily and you've been grinding, say, you know, 15 ped mobs or something, 122 ped of that, then absolutely do it that way. Like, do the ultra low DPP. Yeah, you're not going to get some, I don't know, Verderon eyes or Mortarex eyes, or you're not going to get some infernal residue or whatever, right? But is it really worth screwing yourself over on the multiplier for a couple of eyes or residues? I don't think so. Okay. Because that's what keeps happening to me anyway. So I'm not doing it anymore. Right, let's buy up some ammo. 43 ped. We've... yeah, not great, is it? Could not... Oh yeah, I need to actually... There we go. Okay. Right. Let's convert that again. Since we're resetting a bit. And then get the pet back out. I think doing the Nutristim 15 milligram kind of, it makes a big enough difference when hunting these with this setup that I'm actually very rarely dying now. And now I've said that, they're going to start crit spamming me and then I'm going to die a whole bunch. Just because I've said that. That's how it works. Oh yeah. I forgot that ran out. We didn't use it, it just ran out. What I'm really hoping to see, you know, off of these, aside from getting, you know, a reasonable 4-digit off, right, to keep me going at least for a bit. What I really hope to see off of these is like a perf tag. A perf tag or a C120. Something like that. That would be really nice. Let's divine up, actually. And then pull you. Hey, Lucky, how you doing? I saw your global spam earlier. Grats. Org perf ML. Well, the thing is, that can never now exist. Or at least I would never see it because I suggested it. You know, if that dropped for me, that everyone would be like, oh yeah, well he said about that, and then they dropped it for him. It's all a bit rigged and sus and all the rest of it. So that can never happen now because I said it, basically. Well, nice to get a bit of loss back. I'm wondering when that's going to happen for me. I mean, it's been a year since I had a times 1000, right? I haven't even had a times 500 yet. So, yeah, it's taken more than a year for that to come around. That was 120? 124. I swear, it's like I'm pressing 3 and it's just not changing weapon so many times. I even saw the icon for my pistol flash up and it still didn't change the weapon. Is anyone else getting that? It will happen, just keep shooting. Well, I can't just keep shooting at the moment because I don't have a current contract, so I can't just keep going. I have to be frugal. Got another skill boost. 156%, that's nice. We've had a couple of chunky ones. But as they say, it only takes one mob, right? One kill, one loot. To change it all. One click. One drop. That wasn't it, though. Running that ultra low res right now just to keep the computer cool a bit. I said this at the start of the stream, but yeah, if I to be honest, I should frame limit as well. That would keep the temps down even more. Media burn, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. So if you aren't already doing this, right, now in a you know, obviously Northern Hemisphere, a lot of you guys are watching from the Northern Hemisphere. Not all, obviously, not all, but most of you are. If you want to reduce the temperature of your desk area, right, drop your graphics settings down low and even get into the graphics drivers for the game settings and set the frames per second, limit it to like 30 or something like that, and you'll dramatically reduce the amount of heat pumped out by your system. A bit over 2% markup on those without expenses. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The seasonal ones don't really represent much of a an incentive at the moment. Playing the correct Entropia music. That's right. Yeah, they're starting to crit now. So, yeah, at the moment, I'm kind of locked in until I see a decent multiplier. I'm locked into either 50 ped mobs, you know, EP4s at full condition, or half condition, maybe. Because, excuse me, with full condition, right, it's a ×5 modifier. So 20 ped times 5 is actually 100 ped. So you could actually go half condition and be at the same level, right? Then there's you know, selling trucker caps, which I could do actually on quantity rather than condition, and would give the same kind of output. But yeah, no chirpies here. I forgot to check what my actual dailies were, though, talking about chirpies, because, you know, obviously there's the bonus, but I wouldn't be able to loot them, basically, because that would screw me up. You got an AC vent right next to you, next to yours. Are you exhausting? So this is something people also need to think about. Are you exhausting the computer directly out the window using any kind of ducting? Because I would recommend doing that when it's extremely hot. Even if it's just like cardboard, bits of cardboard, you know, like cereal boxes that you've just kind of taped up together, right? Something like that. Get it pumped out the window, and that will have a dramatic effect. Unfortunately, in this situation, I'm in the corner of the room, and there's no real way for me to get the setup by a window, so I'm stuck. So the heat just goes into this corner over here, and it just stays there. It's really annoying. 102 pedder, that one. But you know, I'm stuck with this. I can't really change it. There's no two ways about it, really. There's just not enough room in this room to kind of move the sofa around, move the TV to a different location. It just doesn't work. Oh, that's cool. Heatwave, router is not stable and dropping connection. Well, for a start, restart your router. I recommend people restart their routers every now and then. Anyway, I haven't done mine for a little while actually, and I should do that. But yeah, if you can move the router to a place that's getting some kind of cooling, I also recommend doing that. You know, because they do generate a bit of heat, routers. I know mine does. Unfortunately, immovable. Can you replace it? Is it, or is it part of your actual connection to the internet? Oh, nice. Eomon daily done. I did the Eomon long mission, circuit taker. Done that. Oh, Mary, another chunky loot. 205 ped. Nice. And I got started with the long tooth. I guess I'll finish that at some point, but I just don't really want to hit long tooth when I've been hitting Eomon stalkers this much. Do you know what I mean? Dry B in with the 100 biddies. Thank you so much, Dry B. Much appreciated. That's awesome. Thank you very much. 100 biddies. You need to prep a couple of cables. And we get another global. 123 ped. But still, that multiplier evades us. Thank you. When you say prepping cables, are you creating your own RJ45s? 4-digit on the next one, yeah? 25 ranks on shubs. Are you? Why are you hitting shubs? Are you trying to do the horns of Zatagol? Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, it's not the most stupid when you finally get it. Yeah, it depends on how lucky you are, right? I was fairly lucky. I gotta say, I was fairly lucky. I felt like I was losing my mind a bit because I did it. The order I did it was I got the Yogg and the Shoggoth one really quickly, right? So then I jumped on the shubs because I didn't want to be like hitting shubs forever and a day trying to get this thing. And I got the shubs one pretty quickly. But it took, I don't know, it took about 3,000 kills. Yeah, it took about 3,000 kills of the cultists to get theirs. And I did feel like I was losing my mind a bit because it's such a dull mob to hunt, really. But I did get there in the end. And they're still dull. They're still dull. But I think it's one of those where for that particular mission, and again, if you've already been kind of grinding at a high TT cost level, this isn't going to work for you, right? But when going for the horns, you basically just want to go for the lowest maturity of each one and just get as many loot instances as you possibly can, right? That's the way to proc that one. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? If you're already kind of committed to a higher level of input, then don't do the chapters at the moment, right? Do something else for a bit, and then come back to the chapter later. In my opinion. I mean, I didn't grind the whole thing out. I got the first 2 chapters like years before I went back for the other 2. Years. So yeah, the cutting trees thing, right? I don't know how they affect your kind of loot, right? Because you don't really get multipliers like that on the trees, do you? I mean, you can a little bit, but it's like, it's just not the same as normal loot. They now just say you can't enter the daily cave, but don't tell you how long there's left. Why have they done that? Why do that? Never hunt these big ones. Too poor for that. Stick to the small ones. Well, I mean, exactly, right? This is the problem. This is the trap. Insert Star Wars, it's a trap meme. It's a trap! You know, you start going big, and that's what, you know, that's when things go a little bit wrong. And we just got a 148 better. And really need a Hoff at this point. Don't understand why it's not happening. Wait, you don't get a physical chapter anymore? Surely not. Surely they haven't changed that. But even if they have, it's the same as the old Mayhem change, where they used to drop pumpkins, they used to drop, you know, this and that, and it was a physical loot, and they changed it to just being you've gained this many points. Under the hood, it's still an item drop. It's still, the way it drops is still the same. It's just that they don't give you that loot item and then just tell you the points. Exactly the same mechanism though. Yeah, I should have gone with Youngs, to be honest. I should have gone. But my rationale was that a great many of the items that were dropping last year came from the Stalkers. So I'm just trying to improve my odds at finding something. Yeah. Yeah. We are talking about the chapters. What was that? 70 ped. Still not Hoff, right? Young's loot is dry. It's all a bit dry at the minute, isn't it? It's close to Hoff, yeah. Been on them all day. You know what? If it's like that, I would just log out and do something else, to be honest. If the system's gonna do you over like that, then just log out. At the moment, it's not that bad on these. We are losing, but it's fairly slowly. Yeah, still no items. I did get I did find a, no, I've had 2 Fletchers, to be honest. Yeah, I've had 2 Fletchers. What are they, ASG 12s or something? But that's it. I have no ELM items yet. None. Apart from the one I got from the, you know, completing the mission. We went with a camo stalker there and sold that on the auction. Yeah, it was a 63 pedder there. 63 ped in Ola 63. But, I mean, you know, why am I not hitting... Why am I not hitting 4-digit loots on these guys? It's getting a bit sus now, right? Why am I not doing that? Got 500 shots left and then you're done. Fair enough. Not for me, but for someone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'm not expecting an ATH at all. What I am expecting is like, you know, where's the 5k? Where's the 5 to 10k? You know, we're we're down 50 in the last few months alone. So where is it? What's going on? Yeah, yeah, easy. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of. I believe the correct term is big D stuff, right? Yeah, loads of P400 drops. So I went through two P400s. Well, no, I went through three. I went through three P400s. And the biggest hit I got through all three of them was 7k. So it's been a bit of a joke, to be honest. A bit of a joke. Yeah, it looks like we're not getting very much now, doesn't it? In the same boat since Feb. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on here, but it feels really sus, to be honest. Rick, grats on the drone exterminator, 805 ped. Very nice. But yeah, it just feels a bit sus at the moment. Like, you know, why aren't these multipliers dropping when I'm down 50k? I don't get it. It's not the customer loyalty you expect, is it? And where are the items? Where are the items? Let's have a look at the Entropia life for a minute, because I don't think I've seen anything coming in. Like, no. There's nothing there. Obviously, there's a bunch of rare stuff, but there's nothing there from the Eomon stalkers. So what's going on? No, that exactly, Julius, exactly. And this is what I try and say to everyone. Entropia themselves, Mindoc themselves, turned around and said, there is no personal loot pool, right? So the only way it must work is by just rolling out multipliers on some kind of journey, track, whatever, right? And you're more likely to move along that track quicker with lower cost items, lower cost activities. So, you know, that's why, in my mind, that absolutely 100% is how it works. Which is why it's very hard to get multipliers on these things, because they're higher cost and it slows down considerably. Not just because it takes a long time to kill them, but the TT cost is actively slowing things down. You were born in 2008, and I looted less than a handful low-level items, half of them on Arcadia. Yeah, I mean, a lot... Sorry to say, but a lot of those Arcadia items are just... They're just no good. They really aren't any good. I used one of those GLR 33s for a bit, and I had to get rid of it because the thing needed repairing every 30 minutes. It was just ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, finding a turd on the ground in Entropia is worth more than a Gravis. That was 136 ped. I really don't know. How much have we lost so far? 273, 24, so that's about 500-ish. 6, 7, 60. So we've lost about, I don't know, 200 to 300 ped, I think. I think that's where we're at. Unlimited TP2 was your best item. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have had a couple of items. But I've just never been able to find decent guns. Do you know what I mean? I found, a long time ago, I found Angel Shins. A long time ago. But Angel Shins were like, they dropped like nobody's business anyway. You know, it was only worth about 2k, even at the time. Then that was 129 ped. And then I got a Hazen helmet. That was only worth about 3k. It was Hazen F, right? So yeah, not a huge value item. You know, better than nothing though. And then there was the summer 2020 ring, which came out of a summer box right before they stopped dropping the summer 2020 ring. But that's not the same thing, really. That I don't think, and I think a number of other people agree, that the loot that comes out of the strongbox just isn't the same kind of loot that you get everywhere else. So in terms of best item I've looted, it doesn't count because it came out of a strongbox. You see what I mean? Thank you, Mary. Need a bigger loot. Like a 500 pedder at least. Keep going. I need to get some more pills as well. 57 ped. But yeah, you know, guns. I've had like the few of the low-end EPs, right? Back in the day. Nothing to write home about. Or Omega Tons. But yeah, I've not been able to loot a decent weapon ever, really. True MMO rare gears from hunting, exactly. Yeah. I think there's definitely a thing in this game where, you know, aside from being locked into kind of doing these guys, I think there is something about just keeping moving, keep moving. If you sit on one thing all the time, I think it's kind of bad. And I know I'm doing exactly that right now, but how many other 50-ped mobs can I go for? Another global. 63 in 63 again. Well, I had some halves like 12k LT provider, but never item I could be proud of and keep it for myself. What's your baby? Or are you just talking figuratively? Really need long-lasting, rare, limited weapons to drop. What, you mean like exceptionals dropping in the loot? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Not sure they'll ever do that. I mean, you know, they've kind of shown their hand with that. They've dropped these new electrocution chips, and they've got really high decay. So you think if they were going down that route, then they would have made those more or less decay per use, right? So it doesn't seem that that's something they're going to entertain, and that I think they're going to keep the exceptionals as a mayhem kind of reward, really. It is good to see that the standard mobs inside that Assault Mayhem actually drop tokens now. I did moan about that during the last event and say, look, you know, the format change is all good and well, but the mobs don't drop the tokens, so there's no point. You can't farm enough tokens. Well, they've changed that now, so you can get more tokens in there. I didn't see a great deal of them drop, but then I only did the first level, so I think as you go higher up, maybe more drop. But I'm kind of doing this, not that, at the moment. Yeah, but that's not... I mean, typically the game has not been oriented like that. It's been definitely oriented that the higher level players get the kind of upper mid-level stuff and then have to sell that down to the upper mid players, and then the upper mid players are getting lower mid stuff and then they have to sell that down. So it's like a trickle down kind of thing. That's typically how the game has worked right from day one, really. Very few activities reward items at the right level. I like the format. I just don't know about the level of reward at the moment. Like, if I can get a decent multiplier off these, I'll jump into Assault Mayhem for sure. But until that happens, I just don't want to go in there because I keep burning multipliers on those shitty low-end mobs. I just don't want to do that. I remember the times where you would loot H400. Oh, those were good days. Those were good days. I looted an improved H400 myself. That was an epic loot. 5k Pfeffoid Guard or whatever it was with an improved course. I used that course to farm a load more course. Great times. And they soon put a stop to that because people were allowed to exist and continue, you know, without having to sell stuff down. So yeah, it was soon put a stop to. Can't hit the right buttons here at all. Right, let's get rid of that. There's one in there now for 60k, is there? I think what you have to consider is the mod FAP is still a very effective tool, especially at keeping your kill efficiency up, right? Now, I've got a mod HEDOC, and the mod HEDOC is fantastic. It has superb heal per second, right? Because it's fast and it deals a lot of health, right? It deals as much as the mod FAP, if not more in certain circumstances, you know, especially with the Tesla pod out. So it's a really effective tool, but it's not economical. And it's lowering my kill efficiency every time I use it, right? So I think there is still a place for the mod FAP, but it does require the user to have a lot of skill to make it kind of worth it, right? A lot of evade skill, and be able to kind of run around either naked or with really low end armor and just heal lots of the hits. So there is still a place for the mod FAP. So I don't think anyone should be under any kind of illusion that the mod FAP is worthless or anything like that, because it absolutely isn't. It absolutely isn't. In fact, I saw Bleeb naked hunting LTs with someone, I think, mod fapping him. I think. You know, and because he was naked and there's a mod fap in play, I think it was a mod fap. I'm not really 100% sure what the person behind him was doing, but there was someone behind him healing while he was naked. But essentially what he's doing there is reducing the kill cost significantly. There's no armor, there's no absorption of damage on armor, and the heals are cheap, right? What does that do? Well, it improves your kill efficiency. Therefore, with kill efficiency, you're improving your loot composition, right? And this is something that people miss as well. And I really need to put out a video, but I need to kind of, I don't know, I need to formulate the words. I've been saying this for months now. I need to formulate the words for it, but I need to put out a video that basically goes through, you know, efficiency, DPP, and kill efficiency, and how that each one of those things is a different thing. Because a lot of people get these things mixed up. No, it wasn't about increasing loot events, no. No, by hunting naked, it's lowering the decays involved, right? So each kill is costing less. In the same vein as having like all the pills on and doing loads of crits and having loads of crit damage buffs and all this kind of stuff, yeah. You know, the cheaper the kill, the better the composition. However, the downside to that is that when you do HOF, when you do get a multiplier, it's less. It's less because the kill has cost you next to nothing compared to if you were just doing it normally. So there is that. But yeah, so when the words that they used in the dev blog, whatever it was, the post, that I think it was a forum post by one of the devs, but basically we're saying kill efficiency affects loot composition. Kill efficiency. Now that is not just DPP. You could have all the DPP in the world, like I'm doing now. I've got a reasonable amount of DPP, I'm critting loads, I've got crit damage buffs on and all the rest of it. But it's all negated by the fact that I'm wearing full perfected Gorgon and every hit is being absorbed, like a full hit of absorption, right? Every hit is costing me more decay. That decay is working against my DPP to produce a lower kill efficiency overall. Mob regen is also a factor. If you do not kill mobs quickly enough, they regen. If they regen, you're moving further and further away from that kill efficiency target for each mob. So yeah, killing mobs quickly is also a goal. Why does that keep happening? I mean, ideally, what I should be doing with this pistol is running around with full accuracy enhancer build, still pilled up to the tits, as they say, and running around on mobs that don't hit me very often, and that my lifesteal can just basically heal me the entire time, and I can still kill everything very quickly. Running around like that would improve my kill efficiency significantly. That would only be good if you're hunting for markup. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right now, I'm not... I mean, I am and I'm not, right? Like, if I get an item loot, that's markup, right? That is markup. The summer strong boxes are markup right now. I'm not sure what they're going for now. I managed to sell a bunch for like 60 pec per, but I'm not sure where they're at the moment. They're still tracking at 70 odd, so... But I've got another stack on the auction that hasn't sold, and they're at 60, so I'm not really sure where they're going at the moment. Yeah, but you know, the ones I've got for 60 are not selling either, so... But it's still markup, right? And it's still markup that helps kind of eat into the losses of these hunts a bit. But I haven't found any BGHs, which is disappointing. And I think some of that is just due to the fact that I'm not that efficient with these kills. These guys are hitting me every time, pretty much. I don't know if they miss me ever. Maybe they do, occasionally. I don't think so, though. Is it Hyperion armor that has 20k? No, it's the Frontier armor from the starter pack. Frontier armor. I don't think Hyperion has high durability like that. Oh, really? You aggroed? Really? And then you got me. Okay. So yeah, I'm fully aware that I'm not really being kill efficient right now. But I'm still in the vain hope of finding a perf tag, BGH 120, mod Exca, imp Exca, any of those things would be really nice. That's why Easter Box is still going to 2.5 ped. Oh, right, okay. I need to re-divine and I need to sort the pet out as well. Hopefully I can get some of this done before he starts attacking me. Divine. There we go. Ring's still in there. The Easter 24. No, Easter 25. I can't remember what that one is. I didn't think it was any good. The Easter 25. I don't think that one was a very good ring, was it? The Easter 24 was a good ring. I think. That's the one with the 55-meter auto loot, right? But the Easter 25 I thought was a bit... I can't really remember, but I thought that was a bit of a disappointment, that one. The main thing about the Easter boxes is the Easter eggs. The Easter eggs are valuable. Not obviously in trade, because you can't trade them, but they're a really good buff. Where's my Hoff, bro? I looted one last stream. I looted an ESI last stream. It was only 14 ped. I'm not sure if it's sold yet. Dry B, thank you for the 50 biddies. That's on top of the other 100. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. I don't think... There's a whole bunch of these Hyperion blueprints that no one wanted. That's gone, I think. 7 hours left on this lacerating attack nano chip. No one's taken a bite yet. Yeah, summer box is still going. Electrocution chip still going. I'm not paying attention now. I think everything needs a repair now. That's why I keep getting munched on. I think maybe the thing did sell. Someone's buying the Cinnabar, that's good. Yeah, I don't see the empty skill implant, so it must have sold. I need to redivine, don't I? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Lynn. The ESIs have been clamped for quite some time now, I think. And essentially, the more people that do it, the more clamped they get, right? So it's an obvious mechanism, right? You know, if lots of people are chipping out skills, then why would you continue to drop ESIs at an alarming rate? You wouldn't do it. You know, the ESIs used to drop quite regularly back in the day because there were so many people just coming in, making new accounts and just playing and stuff like that. And, you know, the odd 1 or 2 people going here and there. ESIs wouldn't matter in that grand scheme of things. But at the moment, with so few people coming in, you can't have so many people just going out straight away. 129 ped. And, like, you know, anytime someone does a withdrawal, right, it's coming out of the loophole, right? It's coming out of the loophole. So we all feel it. Every time someone does a withdrawal, we all feel it because it starts coming out of the loot pool. Well, I mean, this is the thing, that the game needs to be affordable at most levels, right? And that's the bit that's not been working, in my opinion. You know, case in point, running around with P400s, right? In underground or, you know, whatever, right? I get that it's a big, you know, it's a big D move, but it doesn't mean that I should get 0 hits in a complete run. What is that all about? That doesn't work for anyone, right? You go to what was it, 120 ped per drop. It's 12, that's 12 bucks per drop. Now if you do 12 bucks per spin on, you know, on a fruiter over in Vegas or something like that, I'm pretty sure you get something back, you know. But, you know, there you go. Okay, we are completely off buffs again. I need to get some more 15 milligrams, to be honest. So let's go and have a little... We'll just go and bounce, get some more things, and then we'll just get... Well, I can't just get 1 hour. I think I have to get 2, but we'll see. I'm so far north of this one. But yeah, you know, this is unfortunate how the loot engine is currently working. When you've got bigger input costs, it really does not give anything back. And you can quite easily do a big D run and get 0, like literal 0 back. And it just doesn't make any sense to anyone, right? Let's pop over to Medusa. I'll click on anything today.
Your dreams have no limit. Build
Is there
something great.
Is there a TT around here somewhere?
You are an excellent companion.
Like, there's no TT here. What's that all about? There should be some terminals here, right? Like, why aren't there any? Oh, it's on top floor, is it? Oh, I've TP'd away now. Scaling down is not an option. Hell no. You know, it owes, right? And it's not going to pay up if I go do Eomon Youngs or anything like that, is it? It should pay up. Okay. Right, here's where we've got problems. So I need to repair the gear, which leaves us only 170 ped. Hey, why do I keep... I think I need a new keyboard, to be honest, a new mechanical keyboard. I'm going to get one of those Hall effect ones when I'm a bit more fluid.
You can surprise even yourself.
Way too convenient. Why would there be? Yeah. Someone rocking the Zaparis there. Right. Best pill shop. Where are we looking? Anyone know? What's the best pills? Laptop arrived. Get it. Get it up and running. Get it installed. Get Entropia installed. No. No, that would be enabling. Neuro mod. Reload speed 20%. Wait, isn't that more than... How much is that?
You're colorful.
95 ped
Arrange
for
a
1
fashion
hour.
show.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Reload. Action 20%, but the max you can have is 15% anyway, right? Sorry, 30% overall anyway. So it doesn't make any sense to run that. What's in here? Tens. You know what? I think I'm just going to go to... What do we got over here? Is this pills? Yeah. 10. All 10s. What's that? Creature control. Bunch of grindhouse. Tarantino, sleaze. No striptease. What the hell? What about here? What's this? Arcadian mini keys. Wait, what? Where's all the pills? Razor 6, wasn't it? Shop 4-3.
You're colorful.
No,
Arrange a fashion
this one,
show.
please. 4. Thank you, Silo. 4-3. Whose is this? Galates. Galaxy shop. What have we got there? 15s. 45 ped. Let's support watchers. 15. Deva 15. AQ 15. There we are. Alrighty. Now how are we doing for enhancers? Okay, we're getting real low on...
Be helpful. Share your knowledge.
Getting real low on 7, 8s, I think it is. So let's snag that. I'm going to run out of ped here in a minute, I think. 8s. What else are we looking at? 1s and 6s. I think that's a 6, yeah. Yeah, let's go with the 1s and I think we'll call it there. Oh, I can't get any. Can't get the 5 stack, so I'm going to have to get... No, can't even get a 10. Wow. Okay. These are 2 big stacks, I think. No, it's not enough in there. Or there. Right, where are we getting those from? We'll check MC Hammers, I guess. What, there's some at knees, is there? I got pills at knees last time. Nenas. Wait, where are we going for that? Knee. Right. Okay. I didn't realise there were enhancers here. That's pills. Pills. No, it's all pills. We've got the pills. We did the pills. What? Oh, the razor blade. Yeah. Where do we go? Port Atlantis, isn't it? Mix shop usually has good prices for enhancers. Mix. Let's go back to Medusa then. Need to be quick because I've only got like an hour and a bit, basically.
You are generous. Adopt a newbie or two.
I ain't got time for adopting newbies. Right, where's Mick's shop then? Oh, this one. There's no ones. No ones. We're gonna have to go to Hammers, MC Hammers. Come on. Loading all these assets. I should relog after this. Here we are. Oh, I can barely read these signs. That's 10.
Hello.
5, is that damage? I think I want the 10 to be honest. There we go. Paying attention. I'm out. Let's go. Okay, Jackal, thank you for watching the stream with us today. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Right, back to wherever it is. This one. How much time is left on that? 46 minutes. I'm going to just redo that, I think. What? Hello, Orca. How you doing? Luke. Thank you. Are you off? Thank you for watching the stream if you are. Okay. Let's redo the divine just so it's in sync with the pills that we're about to pop. That one. Oh, I didn't get an auto loop. Damn. Okay. Keep this quick. Get auto loop. Just the one for now. Do that. Get pet. Pretty good. Just woke up. Come to see you with streaming. Cool. Well, glad to have you here. Like I say, I've only got about another hour and a bit. And then I have to get out the door. Hopefully tonight we'll get a June stream out. It just hasn't really been working out that way lately. Like I said yesterday, well, I said earlier anyway, yesterday I took a hay fever tablet in the morning and it knocked me out the whole day. Doesn't normally do that to me, but I just was absolutely out for the count. I think it was kind of that and maybe a bit of heat stroke or something, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure how much, yeah. So we've only got like 400 and odd ped here now. Not good. I need some decent loot. Need a proper loot. A lucky hoof. I'll take a lucky hoff. I don't know about a lucky hoof. Yeah. Lasse, I don't know when Socrates is going to get on sorting out your redemption there, your winning. Your large starter refill pack. Because they're all on holiday at the moment. I just don't know whether he's going to drop in or not. Super press. Grats on your long tooth there. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe all I'm worth is a hoof. Yeah, I think how it's looking at the moment. We'll probably raid over to the bear afterwards. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I really need to see something, otherwise what is the point in all of this, right? Oops. Wrong thing out again. What is the point? Yeah, I wouldn't mind a 2k USD refill pack. That would be nice. It'll allow me to keep going on these for a bit, right? 70 pad. Come on. We need to see something, don't we? Item loot, 4-digit half, something to keep us going, keep us motivated. Another global, 75. I think even at this point, a 500 peda would help, right? Just to, you know, keep us afloat. I wonder actually. Just thinking about this now. With the delta ramp, the efficiency on this is 73.5. What if I slap a P20 on there as well? Doesn't change. It doesn't change with the P20. It stays at 73.5, and that's due to the decay, right? The decay is so minimal that the P20's effect on efficiency has literally no effect. Yeah, exactly. Give us a bloody bone. Well, no bone there. I am kind of looking forward to getting, you know, a set of Hyperion completed. I'm getting closer to having a full set of adjusted. I think if I can complete my Aegis of the Gorgon Forge plates, I only need 3 more. Then I think with those plates, the adjusted Hyperion armor I can use for a lot of the kind of mobs and instances to good effect, I think. I know Lawspade posted a video the other day about how the Hyperion armor is good, but I haven't watched it yet. I need to watch it. I haven't had a chance because I think it's a full stream video. I'm not sure. I think it was. You have to set aside some time for that kind of thing, right? Just 31 more sets of adjusted and I'm done. No, it's only 16 sets of adjusted. 16. It's 32 sets of the base. But yeah, I get your point. Yeah, and I think the sooner I get the improved set, the better the situation gets. That mod set is pretty damn good. So, you know, once I've got mod, I think I'll probably end up maining that armor for most of the time. And just bringing out the Gorgon every now and then, right? Right? I don't think, like, honestly, it looks like we've all been debated with that C80 drop. I think that was just bullshit. I think they just added that one just to make it seem like the stuff is still dropping, but it ain't. I'm finding it hard to believe that no one hunting Eomon has found a C120 yet. I find it really hard to believe. Mod would be perfect, yeah. Yeah, see, with the mod, I wouldn't need to use Viceroy, really. Yes, I lose the defense buffs. Get that. I get that. And look, at the end of the day, at the way it is at the moment, the Hyperion armor is not that cheap, right? So so Viceroy is still a good option for some people. Arguably, adjusted Imperium is probably better. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to remember what keybind I need to press there. Incoming defense buff is good too. Yeah, but you only get that from mod up, right? Or imp up. Let's check that. So adjusted doesn't have any buffs. Improved. Yeah, incoming damage decreased by 2%. Mod is by 3%. Org, it's by 5%. With outgoing damage increased by 1%. And then perf, it's outgoing damage 1.5% and incoming decreased by 7.5, which is huge, right? Plus the 15 HP, which I still think is a bit meh. I think if it was double the figure on each of them, right? 30 would be good. 24 would be good. 20 mod. 14 would be good there. Improved. 10 would be good there, right? I think if they doubled that, then that would be definitely a good buff. But right now it's a little bit of a nothing burger, if I'm honest, right? Because if you're rocking like perfected armor with lots of protection, right? Arguably the mobs you're going to be hitting is stuff that hits quite hard, right? And 15 HP is nothing in those scenarios. Obviously twinned with the damage reduction, it plays off against each other a little bit, but but I'm still of the opinion that 15 on the perfected gear is a bit meh. Right? I feel like all of the ones that have the extra HP should be doubled, personally. Of course, they won't do that. They won't listen to what I'm saying, and they won't do that, I doubt. I mean, you could then twin that with this new Mind Force mob, but then... Mind Force implant, sorry. But the problem with that is that 5% decreased damage output. Like... what the fuck? Who's going to want to run that? So to counteract that, you'd need to have basically Org and perfected, Hyperion, just to counteract the mod. The mod. Just to counteract the implant, right? Or running a jelly worm, which is only at 4%. Less damage means more input. I mean, there is that. There is that. Get your grindhouses out. Make sure you're not running any other buffs. Just the implant. Grindhouse everything. Oh damn. I didn't put that on. Yeah, this is not looking healthy now, is it? Really need more of my stuff to sell. Extra heals. Sure what you meant there. Got 129 ped. Where's my 500 ped, bro? With the new implant, extra heals. It's not got LS, has it? Has anyone got a link to it? I haven't even seen a link to it yet. %20 heal. I don't know. It depends. Like 5% damage is quite a lot. Damage reduction. That's quite a lot. Me asking sock chat. See if anyone's got a link to it. Because I haven't seen a deterioration rate on it either, so... Has there only been one of those implants dropped so far? Like, I've not seen anything else. Right, check discoveries a minute. What's it called specifically? What's that? 59 ped. Ah, there it is. Neo Scion Booster Implant Prototype. Right, so if I look for that in rare, I think there's only been the one looted so far. It's not even showing up in rare, so we don't know. It's not showing up as a rare loot. So we don't know how many have dropped. What's that all about? It's not on Cali Trade. Right. I posted on Cali Trade. Maybe someone on there's got it. 57 paired. No orders for textures either. You mean the musks? It's an Eomon and Longtooth musk, right? It was so close to a Hoff, wasn't it? Where's my Hoff, bro? Where's my Hoff? Sus loot. Sus. Jerry, grants on the cryomusoid. 54 ped. Right, I've got a link. I have an link. We have an link. There it is. I just create a new sticky with it in for now. Right. 10 ped TT. There's no mention of implant deterioration, 0%. The implant will absorb this much deterioration of the used chip, 0%. 0? Apparently it's untradeable at the moment. Another low loot. Yeah, outgoing damage decreased by 5%. Healing received increased by 20%. Max health increased by 10%. But it doesn't absorb anything. So what's the point? It's less than a normal implant. What the hell? Zero absorption. What is this? Surely this is a mistake. No, the percentage here means how much it absorbs from the chip that you're using. Right? If I compare this to mine... Can't get to it there. Hang on a minute. Compare this to mine. I'm running an 85. This absorbs 2% of my chip's decay. Right? 2%. It just... No, it means it doesn't absorb anything. But yeah. Okay, the implant doesn't decay when you're using it. Great. But when you're running limited arsenistic chips and stuff like that, you want it to absorb that. Right? So either that's a mistake or is, well, so there's only two options, right? It's either a mistake or it's intentional. But I just don't get it. I don't get it. Minus 5% damage output, and you're not absorbing any bloody decay. What's the point? What is the point of it? You hover over it. Hover over, and it tells you that it's absorption of the chip. You find a Neocyan Mindforce implant -B, you know, whatever -B, 30B, 50B, whatever, right? You find one of those in the auction, and you hover over that deterioration thing, and you'll see that it absorbs 20%. Right? The -A's absorb 10%. So if you're using arsenistic chips and stuff like that, really you should use the -B's. Stuff like that. Then you got the Mindforce implant modified and the perfected. I guess there's an augmented as well, and those also absorb quite a lot. The modified is 20%, I believe. The perfected is 40%, so I'm assuming the augmented is slap in the middle of those at 30%, but I don't really know. $150 paid. This is why when you're doing fruit tests, you have to cater for that 2% absorption when you're calculating the fruit on a Mindforce chip, because you know a lot of the implants do 2% straight out of the box. Apart from this new one, which only does 0, so maybe you know you can fruit test with it. That's about its main use right now, isn't it? You can fruit test with it. That's the only thing I would use that for. I don't understand it. I just don't. Do you want people to open boxes or not? Like, what the fuck? What do you mean? When you're over 4, what do you mean? Might easily able to lose 5% DPP and don't feel a difference. I mean, as a day-to-day, yeah, maybe. But, like, who wants to do that? Who actively wants to drop their DPP? I don't get that. Not really. The only way you would actively really... Like, that implant really makes most sense if you're going up against stuff like Excavator, Nona, Decima, Mortar, really big stuff. You need to get as much damage per second and as much heal per second out of it as possible. So you don't want to be stopping to heal all the time. You'll be running a Tesla and the implant at the same time, so you'll be getting 40% heals. You know, that's a use case right there, but again, the damage output reduction is not helpful. in that situation, because you're effectively not only lowering 5% DPP, but you're also lowering... I should have healed there. What happened to my bloody... Did I not have thingy on? Did I not have a divine on, or did it just fail as usual? Yeah, so not only are you dropping the DPP, but you're also dropping 5% of your your damage per second, kind of, right? Because obviously crits and crits and crit damage buff kind of play a part in that as well. But if you didn't get any crits, or you got very few crits, that you are effectively dropping your damage per second by 5% when you're trying to do a boss mob. So the only gain you're getting really is the heal per second, right? It's a tenuous use case. It's a really tenuous use case. So I just don't get it as an item. I just don't get it. Especially with no deterioration absorption on it either. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And it's why very few people are clicking the boxes. You know, 5% is a decent chunk. I think if it was like 1 or 2%, then I'd be like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it makes some sense, especially if you've got some other buffs in play. Maybe that works out okay, especially with the new Hyperion, modified and up armor. You're getting some extra damage output anyway, which could counteract that quite nicely. But 5% is pretty strong. Pretty strong. And it really just doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Who dat? Jag. Right, what time we got here? 4 o'clock. And we've got 24 minutes left on the bus. Seriously, it keeps spawning them on top of me. Yeah, I want to be positive about it, but I can't see... I just can't see a positive angle on it, really. Other than intentionally going for ultra low DPP to increase input cost. I just don't see the use case. It's like, even if you've got Perf Hyperion with 7.5% damage output increase, you're still ending up with only 2.5% of that buff left. 124 peda. And to get to perfected Hyperion is a big deal, right? I mean, that's a lot of armor investment right there, at the moment at least. And that got thinking of getting an implant and Swine Deluxe for extra gambly session. The Swine Deluxe is not low enough DPP, and it breaks too soon to be usable in any real capacity. Yeah. The swine would be way more usable if it didn't decay as much as it did, and it was more on the ammo than the decay. But it just decays so much that you're just constantly repairing it to keep going, and it really doesn't work that way as a kind of intentional low DPP thing. But it also isn't that low. It's only like 1.8, 1.9 out of the box, or 2, something like that. It's not like 0.47 like the Grindhouse Striptease is. It's not the same beast, really. Which is why I want the Roman Ram, because that one, you know, has got a lot of TT value. It's also old school melee, so it's all based on the decay. But because it's got a huge TT value, you can hunt for a while on it before you actually need to repair it. You know, and you can do a proper ultra low DPP run, you know, on big mobs like this because it has high damage per second. But it's a unique, and it's also not in the game at the moment because Mindark are holding on to it, and they're for some reason not releasing it. Why is that? Why are they doing that? Odd. The movement feels a bit... You used to be able to like run one direction, then as soon as you hit the other direction and press jump, you'd get this kind of boosted jump situation. And it feels like that's broken now since the movement update. Yeah, so like another 5% on top of 2 DPP is... I think it's like 1.8, 1.9 to be honest. Let me double check on the wiki. Oh, why am I not hoffing? Why am I not hoffing? Alright, damage per peck. Let's order that ascending rather than descending. There it is, Swine Deluxe. 1.9 effective. 1.9 effective. Yeah. Okay. So another 5% on that. So we're looking at 1.81, which isn't a huge... It's not a huge increase in... Sorry, not a huge decrease in the damage per peck. And therefore increase in the loot potential, right? But, you know, I guess it, you know... It does kind of work, I guess, in that regard. But the, you know, the healing factor of the implant is no good to you then anyway, because if you're intentionally going for an ultra low kill efficiency overall, right, to increase the cost to kill, then having like loads of lifesteal and life and, you know, restos doing more heal than they should actually counteracts your intention there, right? So then you can't even use that aspect of the implant. So it's just, it just doesn't make any sense. It kind of only makes sense if there's more items coming with increased damage output to counteract the negative effect. But we don't know that yet. So we're looking at this in a bubble of, well, we don't have anything else like that other than the Hyperion armor, the IFN Spec Ops armor when it gets to like perfected and augmented, and the Jelly Worm, right? Those are the only things we really know do increased output damage, right? Unless I'm forgetting something. Yeah, but, you know, the fact remains, where's that payback, bro? Why isn't it happening? Plenty of enhancer munch going on, though. I swear to God that sometimes the Tesla pod is, I'm sure it's conspiring with the mob against me. The way they hit at the same time. 66 ped there. It's not the 4-digit we kind of need right now, is it? Another crit. Of course, if you use that implant with a grindhouse striptease, I mean, you're getting even lower than 0.47, which is pretty low already. Pretty low DPP. Come on, loot. How many days into this are we in now? And we still haven't seen... We still haven't seen a single gun, unlimited gun, drop from the Eomon yet. We've only seen one C80 drop on Longtooth. What is going on? Where are we on the codex for these guys anyway? They're conspiring again. I kind of wish the Aris stuff was on its own codex thing, rather than on the Kali one. What am I looking for? Eomon. Rank 17. Yeah, I did a rank up recently, the other day. Another low ass loot. Wow. Yeah, when you were targeted on a mob, right? And you run one way and then immediately hit the opposite direction and jump at kind of the same time, it would get this boosted jump. But now it doesn't do it, and you have to actually hit the other direction for quite a while before you get that boosted jump. Directional jump, that is. Double hit again. But this is drab, isn't it? No hoffs, no small hoffs even. No items in loot. Other than strong boxes. Super interesting. Super interesting loot, right? Just check on the gun a minute. Okay. 7s, 8s and 9s getting low again. 10's not far behind. Do I actually have any enhancers on this at the moment? Yeah, I do. That's good. I needed to get to tier 2. That'd be nice. So at the moment, with this one, 62 ped there. With this one, I'm getting an interval of 130 to 174, which is pretty nice. I guess the logical progression is to get the org. I'm not sure about the skills though. Hang on. Like, where am I? I'm at 45 and this maxed at 38. I imagine the org. I imagine I don't max the org, but I reckon I'm probably in the SIB. I could be wrong. But I'm assuming I'm inside the SIB for the augmented. I haven't looked at one. Right, our pills are nearly up. Yeah, I'll see how we go. I might pop another set of pills and then just log out quick at the end of the stream to pill save. Get crit. Where's the Hoffs? Where's the items? Nothing's happening. I wonder if Tsunade's having equally a bad a day. Is he still streaming? Because, like... I don't know who he raided, but... I don't think he raided Bear, to be honest. Yeah, he's offline, but he didn't raid anyone. Well, not anyone I can see. I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't see his name in lights so much, so... Yeah, I think he didn't probably have a good day either. You know what? I don't think I'm going to pop some more pills. I'm probably just going to call it a day when these pills run out. I don't think it's worth to continue. Not when I'm not getting anything. Not with the massive debate that is migration this year. Yeah, let's just drop one C80 and then that'll make people think there's loads of item drops still to be had. Yeah, right. Yeah, there's still nothing. Still nothing dropped today. $135. Yeah. I don't know why I bother, to be honest. Shocking. Alright, I think this is the last mob. Yeah, we only got a minute left on the buffs, so they're going to run out before I finish killing it. Last mob, and then we'll raid over to Sir Bear. I hope he's doing better with the mining. I'm assuming he's mining. Thank you, Jerry. Oh, don't let me know how you're getting on with the next pull. Oh, God, I keep getting the wrong weapon out. I think Super Press was close to another pull as well. Okay, we're off buff now. You think it's halfway? Yeah, I'm about halfway on mine as well. Come on then. Let's make the last one a good one, right? No, it was shit. I don't know. I just wonder, what, you know, do they even want me playing anymore? Is that the deal? What is going on? Oh, congrats on the mod EK26. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. I want to say a big thank you to everyone for watching the stream today. We're going to raid on over to Sabir, so be ready for that. Media Burn, thank you for the follow. Scotty, massive thank you for the raid earlier on. And Dry B, thank you so much for the 2 lots of biddies, the 100, then the 50. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Imp EK26. I misread that. Congrats on the Imp. Anyway, that's going to be it from me, folks. I wish you all good luck in game because it's pretty rough out there. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye for now.